We've all listened to 1,000 songs about heartbreak. It can help us process our own misery at the end of a relationship. So, what if Taylor Swift's lyrics to the song All Too Well were my coaching client? Here's what I observe. This client clearly felt like the partner was their home, that there was an innocence and a sense of nostalgia even at the time of being in the relationship. Lyrics like singing in the car, getting lost upstate, autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place. It's a very poetic way of expressing the carefree adventure that they felt they were on and how it felt right, connected, and meaningful. There's a sense of throw caution to the wind. I'm all in, let's go for this wild ride, with the lyrics like, almost ran the red 'cause you were looking over at me, wind in my hair. And the hopeful expectation with the lyric, and I was thinking on the drive home, any time now he's going to say it's love. You never called it what it was. That indicates some emotional detachment on the partner's side, something that seems so obvious as love or falling in love, and yet they aren't willing or able to call it that. Only after the relationship ended, the lyric, till we were dead and gone and buried, does it seem like they were able to acknowledge it was love. But this partner who made a big deal about an age difference behaved in a way that caused feelings of shame. The lyric, you kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. This person was so invested in the partner, so willing to allow their emotions to flow freely. And this lyric, maybe we got lost in translation, maybe I asked for too much, but maybe this thing was a masterpiece till you tore it all up, really indicates that this guy was not fully invested in the relationship. He was reluctant to define it as love, and it sounds like his actions were quite destructive. Her asking if she asked for too much? No. While there's always compromises we make in relationships, you should not feel that asking for kindness, respect, interest, openness, time, affection, or love is asking for too much. The lyrics, all's well that ends well, but I'm in a new hell every time you double-cross my mind, very telling that there was deceit from this person. This client has been through the ringer, having made a significant emotional investment in a future with someone who wasn't all in. They had hesitations but kept dangling promises. The lyric, and you call me up again just to break me like a promise, really emphasizes the feeling of being betrayed by this person. The person used his charms to work his way into the family, and there's a hint of arrogance with the lyrics, you said if we'd been closer in age, and you charmed my dad with self-effacing jokes, sipping coffee like you're on a late-night show. That shows a cold, detached person who knows the girl is crazy about him, but he chooses not to be forthcoming with his true feelings. Yet he won't fully invest in her or fully detach. The lyric, the idea you had of me, who was she? An ever-needy, ever-lovely jewel whose shine reflects on you? This is indicative of how people with traits of narcissism behave. They rank their social credibility or status based on who they are surrounded with. If you look the part and can make their status more elevated, they'll keep you for a while. The most chilling lyric, but you keep my old scarf from that very first week, 'cause it reminds you of innocence and it smells like me. That's like a serial killer keeping a memento of a victim. It's a power play. The repetition of I was there is like a confirmation that they were all in. They want a witness to their presence in that relationship. The lyric, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age, seems like this older person has a habit of partnering with younger people. Could be their way of keeping the upper hand and emotional distance or a sense of control. The lyric, did the twin flame bruise paint you blue? shows that this client really thought there was a soul match with this partner, and the loss of that makes them feel like they've truly lost half of themselves. And I might be okay, but I'm not fine at all. I'd like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it. That's where I can help this client. Do you like this type of content? Let me know in the comments and consider subscribing. How I'd coach that person. Now, when I'm working with a client, there's a lot of questions I ask in order for clarity to come forth. I encourage them to come up with solutions and action steps that will be meaningful for them. And of course, coaching is an ongoing process that takes time. But in this scenario, I'm going to share some of the things I might suggest for this client, and maybe there'll be something that resonates with you to put into practice in your own life. I would start by suggesting some writing exercises for her. I'd have them write the shit list about the ex, so that when they get into the wishful thinking, longing for them and idolizing them, they can read the reality checklist. I'd suggest they write down everything, from the little annoying habits to the deeper issues. It can feel very grounding to review this list when we may be romanticizing the past or putting the ex on a pedestal. I'd also suggest they write down their own strengths, positive qualities, traits they like and love about themselves, and include affirmations of being deserving of kindness, respect, and love. Because this client is doubting themselves. Were they enough, or did they want too much? Having journaling sessions or creating affirmations to make visible in their environment will be reminders of who they were before losing themselves in this relationship. This can also be a creative process to use paper and colors to make the affirmations noticeable in their environment. Tape them on the bathroom mirror, the fridge, or even make a mobile of affirmations that flutter in the breeze to catch their attention. I believe it's important to incorporate the physical and visual aspects in the healing journey, because if we don't see something to initiate a different thought process, we're likely going to stay stuck in the same emotional cesspool because there's nothing to break that cycle. We need new stimuli in order to create a new awareness. This client might want to wear a piece of jewelry as a reminder that they are their own precious gem and that sparkle lives within them, kind of a way to reclaim the shine that they felt was manipulated by the partner. Putting on this piece of jewelry can be ritualized, spending a few moments really infusing that jewelry with intention. Throughout the day, the client can see and feel that piece of jewelry and use it as a touchstone when there are emotional dips throughout the day. I get the sense that this client would really benefit from having some carefree adventures with their trusted friends. It seemed that they enjoyed that aspect in their romantic relationship, and I think they'd benefit from having experiences that show them they can have those same adventurous excitement feelings, the novelty of doing something new with other people. On a practical level, I'd ask them to reflect on how they thought they lost themselves in this relationship. What were the early signs that they didn't want to pay attention to from this partner, that the person wasn't emotionally invested or committed to the relationship? When we can see those reference points clearly, it helps us in future relationships. For example, I get the sense that this older lover talked the talk, but didn't follow through with their actions. And I know we have all gotten caught up in believing the words or empty promises from people, and this solidifies how important it is for us to pay attention to the behaviors and actions from a partner. And about that scarf, I sense that they really would have liked to have their scarf back. As a way to detach themselves from the control the partner displayed by keeping the scarf, the client could draw a replica of the scarf and write the remnants of what they wanted to disconnect from with that person. Phrases like losing myself, too trusting, low standards, written on this paper with the image of the scarf will be powerful when they move to the next phase, which is burning, burying, or shredding this paper. Whatever feels symbolically meaningful to the client as a way to release her own attachment to the scarf, but also any lingering remnants that this person still has some type of control over her by keeping that scarf. I hope you found this helpful and may apply some practices to your own personal growth. Be kind to yourself. How you treat yourself invites others to do the same.